Tonight, positive changes impacting the safety of our road workers. And you've got to be kidding me. Right now, there are way too many kittens in our local animal shelters. How you can help ahead. Good evening, I'm Tyler Feldman. Thanks for joining us here on KVUE News at 5:30. Hey, let's begin with a live look at Q2 Stadium. The boys in verde and black will be back home next Saturday. We'll be talking about last night's road loss coming up in sports. But first, let's bring in meteorologist Jordan Darensburg. Jordan, some ominous clouds hanging over Q2 Stadium right now. What's in store for the rest of the night? All right, thanks, Jordan. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. Now, with those expected weather conditions, Governor Greg Abbott has activated state resources that will stay in place through the night. That includes search and rescue teams and water boat squads, with more resources still on standby. Meanwhile, the federal government has partially approved Governor Greg Abbott's request for a disaster declaration after the ice storm in February. Governor Abbott says the declaration allows for additional assistance in communities that have experienced property damage and power outages. This declaration was requested immediately after the ice storm on February 4th. This week, TxDOT is launching a statewide work zone safety campaign, especially in cities like Austin, where road crews are often working alongside high speeds and heavy traffic. TxDOT says speeding, distracted driving, and unsafe lane changes are the most common factors in work zone crashes. Last year alone, 205 people died in work zone related crashes across the state. So with that being said, always be aware of your surroundings and please put the phone down when you're driving. We are just one day away from former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter being released from prison. If you remember, Potter was convicted for shooting and killing 20-year-old Dante Wright during a traffic stop in 2021. Potter says she confused her handgun for her taser when she killed Wright. A jury convicted her on manslaughter charges. She has served 16 months of her 2-year sentence. Early voting in Texas begins Monday. That's tomorrow for the election on May 6th. For those who would like to cast a ballot in person, early voting will continue until May 2nd. We have a full list of voting sites and sample ballots on our website, KVUE.com. Also happening on Monday, Round Rock ISD is having a budget meeting surrounding the district's projected budget for the upcoming school year. The community is encouraged to participate and share their thoughts on the challenges and factors that are being considered in the final budget proposal. The meeting starts at 6. Well, apparently we are in the middle of what some people call kitten season. KVUE's Malia Masimoto stopped by Austin Pets Alive to see why kittens overcrowd local shelters this time of year.
Back to you.
Thanks, Malia. Still ahead tonight on the news at 5:30, why you may want to check your mailbox. That's after the break. Welcome back to the news at 5:30. The Austin housing market was once considered red hot, but now a new report from Zillow is showing us just how quickly it's cooled off. The average home price in the Austin area is now down 12% since those record highs we saw in June. But for some, taxable property values are still on the rise, causing thousands of Central Texans to now consider protesting their appraisals. KVUE's Ford Sanders investigates how all of this is affecting property owners. Thanks, Ford. Travis County started mailing property appraisal notices last week. Williamson County began doing so in late March. The deadline to file a protest is May 15th. National Small Business Week is coming up, and experts say there has been a record new number of small businesses that have popped up nationwide in just the past few years. Local business expert Kyle DeHaas says the entrepreneur community in Austin has grown over the past several decades. For aspiring business owners, it is important to look outward and see what the market needs. Specifically in Austin, DeHaas says there is a strong demand for senior care. He also says the city has a strong demand for children-focused businesses. DeHaas says he encourages anyone interested in opening a business to get in touch with nonprofits like the Small Business Development Center. All right, still ahead tonight on KVUE News at 5:30. Streaming giant Netflix is getting set to crack down on password sharing. Welcome back to the news at 5:30. Netflix is making some big changes to its password restrictions. Beginning in late June, you will no longer be able to share your Netflix password with friends and family. The streaming giant has already been successful employing these restrictions in other countries like New Zealand and Spain. Now, despite this news, Netflix has still managed to add nearly 2 million subscribers during the first quarter of this year. As we welcome in meteorologist Jordan Derensburg. Jordan, just got done watching The Crown. A lot of shifting of weather in those episodes. Sometimes it's rainy, sometimes it's nice, and I think right now here in Austin, it looks rainy. Jordan Derensburg, always on it, Jordan. Thank you. Up next in sports with the NFL draft less than a week away, we're continuing to break down some Longhorns we expect to be selected. Plus, the scoring struggles continue for Austin FC, what head coach Josh Wolf and goalkeeper Brad Stuver have to say about the club's poor start. Yeah, that's after the break.
They're upset we lost. I mean, it's never good to lose.
All of us are irritated. All of us are pissed off every time we don't get a result.
I think they're upset we didn't score any goals. I think that's part of the frustration.
Yes, scoring goals has become a major issue for Austin FC. Hey, hard to believe, but it's now been nearly a month since the Verde and Black last scored. Do the math. That's 355 straight minutes of scoreless soccer for a team that reached the Western Conference Final just a season ago. Back on March 25th, John Gallagher buried one in the 5th minute of a 1-1 draw against Colorado. Since then, absolutely nothing. Chances are certainly there, but just not enough execution. In their last 5 matches, the Verde and Black are 0-3-2 and have been shut out in 4 of those 5 games. Brad Stuver says the team has 100% faith in Josh Wolf and the coaching staff. But Wolf, in turn, says things definitely need to change.
We haven't scored enough goals. I think that's, I think of Ethan's chance, Maxi's chance, certainly Seba's chance. I think Owen had one blocked. But regardless, we should still be creating, we need to work on creating more chances.
Once we're able to score that first one, I think you'll see the floodgates open. The collective effort has been there. It just feels like that missing piece is just scoring the goals and validating the work that we're doing.
Now, despite sitting 4th to last in the Western Conference standings and scoring the 3rd fewest goals in the entire league, Brad Stuver actually leads the league in saves. I'm sure Austin FC is hoping it saves some goals for Saturday's home match against San Jose. The NFL draft kicks off this Thursday in Kansas City, and to get you set, the KVUE sports team has put together a 30-minute Longhorn special. That's available right now on KVUE Plus and YouTube. Here's part of that special. My main man, Corey Mose, breaking down Demo. Look at Corey do his thing again, that full 30-minute special. KVUE Plus and on YouTube. It is fantastic. I know I'm biased. We'll be right back with a final check of the forecast. Welcome back to KVUE News at 5:30. Some big news for the Texas men's basketball program. Dylan Dessou posting on social media, the show goes on. Yeah, the Pflugerville native will be coming back to the Longhorns for his super senior season. Jordan, how's Pflugerville looking weather-wise?
Pflugerville on Tuesday is in that 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe weather. Keep it to KVUE for the latest. I will be back on at 10 along with this handsome dude right here.
He's Jordan. I'm Tyler. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we will see you again on KVUE News at 10.
Prices are going up. There's new apartment complexes being built, and so everything's hiking up.
Also tonight at 10, UT helping students afford on-campus housing. And a new plan for Austin's tallest skyscraper. Good evening, I'm Tyler Feldman. Thanks for joining us here on KVUE News at 10. First tonight, get ready for the possibility of more severe weather this week. Just take a look at some of the hail that fell last night in Mason. So with that in mind, let's bring in meteorologist Jordan Derensburg. Jordan, a gray, a little bit chilly day. It seems like that might extend into this week. Isn't that right? Early voting in Texas begins Monday. That's tomorrow for the election on May 6th. For those who would like to cast a ballot in person, early voting will continue until May 2nd. We have a full list of voting sites and sample ballots on our website, KVUE.com. Boomtown is all about change and growth here in Central Texas. And the University of Texas wants to help students afford housing. Last week, UT launched a $6 million scholarship program to help students offset the cost of on-campus housing. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez joins us now live in studio. And Kelsey, you say you talked to some students today. What did they have to say about this new opportunity? Thanks, Kelsey. Now, UT is also sharing plans for a brand new football practice facility. Yeah, Texas recently announced it will begin construction on this new space by the end of this year. It will replace the Steve Hicks School of Social Work, which is located right on San Jacinto Boulevard in that same neighborhood as DKR, Moody Center, and the Longhorns' new basketball practice facility. This new space will eventually replace the old practice bubble with outdoor and indoor football fields. UT's athletic department says this upgrade is desperately needed as the Longhorns get set to join the SEC in 2024. Plans to build the tallest tower in Texas are changing once again, according to the Austin Business Journal. An 80-story high-rise on East 5th Street is not going to be as tall as expected. A new plan removes half the floors from 80 to 45. So instead of 450 apartments, the building will now have 350. The City of Austin's Design Commission failed to approve the original plan earlier this year. Either way, developer Wilson Capital is still hoping to break ground on this project sometime this year. Over the last few months, we've been seeing more and more tech companies leaving their Austin area offices. KVUE's Malia Masimoto talked to economic and real estate analysts about what this means for Austin's evolving downtown. Thank you, Malia. Still ahead, a prom celebration turns violent overnight. Plus, Austin police make an arrest downtown, confiscating all of this. We'll explain after the break. Welcome back to KVUE News at 10. Police in Jasper County, that's southeast of Houston, are investigating a shooting at a prom after party. 9 teenagers aging from 15 to 19 were shot around midnight this morning. Thankfully, everyone is expected to be okay. The sheriff's office says around 250 people were at this house party when the violence started.
We need help in solving this case.
The 9 teens injured say they were outside because the party was so big they could not get in. Police are still searching for a suspect. National Crime Victims' Rights Week started today. Troy Klass shows us how a group of San Antonio moms are creating a safe space for others to share their stories. Austin police arrested 8 men selling nitrous oxide, or laughing gas, near ACL Live at the Moody Theater. APD responded to the concert venue around 11:30 Wednesday night. There, officers found a group of people selling balloons filled with laughing gas out of 2 cars. The suspects waited for the show to end before approaching people. Police confiscated 13 tanks of laughing gas, 2 guns, and hundreds of balloons. All right, meteorologist Jordan Derensberg back with us here at the desk. Jordan, the weather, not too cold today, but the rain, it was there, the clouds gloomy. What can we expect looking ahead to this week?
We can expect a really good chance for some stronger storms as we head into Tuesday.
Jordan, I was looking at Thursday. That's when the draft kicks off. We know you're from Atlanta. The Falcons with that pick, will they take Bijan?
I would love for the Falcons to take Bijan so they can run all over the Cowboys and all the other 31 teams.
Well, some experts are saying Bijan to the Falcons. Coming up, the KVUE sports team will let you know where we think Bijan Robinson will end up on Thursday. Plus, the scoring struggles continue for Austin FC. What head coach Josh Wolf and goalkeeper Brad Stuber have to say about the club's poor start. That is after the break. Stay with us.
They're upset we lost. I mean, it's never good to lose.
All of us are irritated. All of us are pissed off every time we don't get a result.
I think they're upset we didn't score any goals. I think that's part of the frustration.
Yes, scoring goals has become a major problem for Austin FC. Hey, hard to believe, but it's now been nearly a month since the Verde and Black last scored. Do the math, that's 355 straight minutes of scoreless soccer for a team that reached the Western Conference Final just a season ago. Back on March 25th, John Gallagher buried one in the 5th minute of a 1-1 draw against Colorado. Since then, absolutely nothing. Chances are certainly there, but just not enough execution. In their last 5 matches, the Verde and Black are 0-3-2 and have been shut out in 4 of those 5 games. Brad Stuver says the team has 100% faith in Josh Wolf and the coaching staff. But Wolf, in turn, says things definitely need to change.
We haven't scored enough goals. I think that's, I think of Ethan's chance, Maxi's chance, certainly Seba's chance. Like Owen had one blocked. But regardless, we should still be creating, we need to work on creating more chances.
Once we're able to score that first one, I think you'll see the floodgates open. The collective effort has been there. It just feels like that missing piece is just scoring the goals and validating the work that we're doing.
Now, despite sitting 4th to last in the Western Conference standings and scoring the 3rd fewest goals in the entire league right now, Brad Stuver actually leads the league in saves. I'm sure Austin FC is hoping it saves some goals for Saturday's home match against San Jose. Big news for the Texas men's basketball program. Dylan DeSue posting on social media today. The show goes on. Yeah, that means the Pflugerville native will be coming back to the Longhorns for his super senior season. Hey, some more good news for Longhorn basketball fans. Top 20 transfer, Caden Shedrick, committed to Texas tonight. A 6'11" forward. This past season at Virginia, he averaged 6 points, 4 rebounds, and nearly 2 blocks per game. The NFL draft kicks off this Thursday in Kansas City, and to get you set, the KVUE sports team has put together a fantastic 30-minute Longhorn special. It's available right now on KVUE Plus and YouTube. Here's part of that special where Jeff, Corey, and myself predict where running back Bijan Robinson will go.
I think we start with Bijan Robinson, and we can all agree he's going somewhere in the first round. But what pick and what team is the right pick, right fit? Tyler, let's start with you, man.
Jeff, I like the Eagles at 10. I know they made it to the Super Bowl. They've got a high draft pick, though. And boy, could Bijan be a huge weapon. The Eagles haven't selected a running back in the first round since the 1980s. Wow. And you know what I love about the possibility of Bijan in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love? Philly's a rough, passionate sports town. And Bijan's just the nicest, most humble guy in the world. I think when you look at Bijan going to Philadelphia, I would love to see how that city would embrace him.
Yeah.
Man, Tyler, I think you must have been looking at my notes.
Let me tell Jeff a secret. I was.
Okay. We're sharing. That's all right.
I have him going to Philly as well, but there is a disclaimer for me. All right. I think it all depends on Georgia D lineman Jalen Carter with his, legal situation. He could slip to the Eagles, and if he's there, Philly's going to take him for sure. But if that's not the case, I think Philly will take Bijan at 10. But if it is, let's say he does get drafted, Jalen Carter that is, by Philadelphia, I think Bijan goes to Tampa Bay at 19 to replace Leonard Fournette and take some pressure off Tom Brady's successor, Baker Mayfield.
I like a lot about what you just said.
Like Travis.
Yeah, how about that? Central Texas connection.
This guy's all about community.
Baker to Bijan. I like that. And like I said, I like a lot about what you just said, especially calling Tyler out on looking at your notes.
Cheating.
I will be honest, I looked at both of your notes and I saw that he was going to Philly in both of yours. I like that pick.
You're a smart man.
But what I want to do is I want to be different. So I'm going to say that Bijan falls a little past 10 because of that devalued, the way that they look at running back position. He's definitely one of the top 5 players in the draft, but I think he falls a little bit because he plays running back and falls all the way to the Patriots at 14 overall. Now the Patriots
made it seem like he was dropping down to like 30.
No, I don't think he can fall.
Cowboys fans got excited.
I don't think he can fall out of the top 20. The Cowboys pick at 26. If they want him, if they want to keep Bijan in the state of Texas, I think they're going to have to trade up to get him. But like I said, I could see him being picked by the Patriots, 14th overall. As we know about that franchise, that program, they really value high character guys. You don't get much more high character than Bijan Robinson. We also know that they just let Damian Harris, a former Alabama running back with a lot of pedigree, just like Bijan has, they let him go. And so they're looking for somebody to team up with Stevenson coming out of the backfield. And I think that pairing could work well. And the way the NFL is going now, I think they put a lot of value on running backs that are used to being part of two-headed running back committees. And that's exactly what Bijan comes from, and that's exactly where he could go.
Again, that is in full entirety on KVUE Plus and YouTube. That's it for sports. We will be right back. Hey, thanks so much for staying up late with us. I'm Tyler Feldman. Several American Airlines flights experienced problems after takeoff. One was actually heading here to Texas. Alex Perche has more. Kirk Watson has served as the mayor of Austin for more than 100 days now, and a lot has happened in that time span. So, Mayor Watson and KVUE's Ashley Godot sat down to talk about his term so far, including what is happening at Austin's airport. You can watch Ashley's full interview with the mayor on KVUE Plus, YouTube, and our website, KVUE.com. Okay, still ahead on the news at 10, the KVUE defenders look at the state's water plan, what experts say needs to be done to better protect our most vital resource. Welcome back, everyone. For the first time in a decade, Texas lawmakers are focusing on water. The ongoing drought, growing population, and deteriorating infrastructure are depleting the state's water supplies. All issues the KVUE defenders explored back in November. So we're looking at what's been proposed to make sure Texas does not run out of the natural resource we need to survive. Jenny Lee shows us how one Travis County community is counting on it. Thanks, Jenny. Senate Bill 28 and Senate Joint Resolution 75 have gotten through the Senate, but not the House yet. SB 28 was left pending in a House committee on Tuesday. Its companion bill, House Bill 10, has not been heard yet in a committee. The House and Senate set aside different amounts of money for the water funds. You can read more about that on our website, KVUE.com. National Small Business Week is coming up, and experts say there has been a record new number of small businesses that have popped up nationwide in just the past few years. Local business expert Kyle DeHaas says the entrepreneur community in Austin has grown over the past several decades. For aspiring business owners, it's important to look outward and see what the market needs. Specifically here in Austin, DeHaas says there is a strong demand for senior care. He also says the city has a strong demand for children-focused businesses. DeHaas says he encourages anyone interested in opening a business to get in touch with nonprofits, like the Small Business Development Center. Now, Jordan, one business I know is never closed, the weather business.
Oh,
always
it's
open.
Never closed.
Always open. Every day.
Yep, 24/7, 365, all the way through eternity.
You never sleep.
Nope, we never sleep. And in fact,
thanks, Jordan. Still ahead on KVUE News at 10. It is Sunday, so you know what that means. Corey Mose introduces us to our newest Abacus Athlete of the Week. Stay with us. Hey, welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, so you know the drill. Here's my main man, Corey Mose, with our newest Abacus Athlete of the Week. See, Mose, great stuff as always. Congrats once again to Joey. Also, congrats to the Texas Longhorns women's tennis team. The ladies rallying to beat Oklahoma 4-2 tonight to win this year's Big 12 tournament title. All right, that's it for sports. We will be right back. Friday, a good day for ice cream, Jordan.
oh yeah, what's your favorite flavor?
Coffee.
Oh, mine is chocolate.
Mars, our Florida director, her favorite is coffee as well. We love ice cream here.
Yeah, we could have some Mars pieces in that coffee thing.
Thanks for joining us here tonight at 10. Have a great rest of your night.